Alright boys, got another video for you. So this is what I consider some of the best upgrades to protect your investment, especially if you've got some aftermarket goodies on here. I guess the pegs are just kind of a goodie, and same with the axle block adjusters. I just want to get those on there already. So first off, we'll start off with these. So this is the discard that will go right there. So obviously, you know, if you're riding in some like rocky terrain or anything like that, some of these rocks can get pretty gnar. Where I've even, look at, you see where I've hit my pegs here on rocks before, and if I would have miscalculated a little bit, that could have been my rotor, and then rotor's kind of bang. These are still the stock rotors. I have the aftermarket ones, I just haven't put them on yet. Well, I guess I have the front one, I haven't received the rear one because I'm waiting on the wheel order in order to get those, because it's coming from Warp 9 and they haven't shipped any of that stuff out. So yeah, there's that. And then the triangle, your suspension triangle, just because on this sucker I've seen that on this one, the stock one, as you can, we'll do a little comparison video on how they look side by side, but you'll be able to see how I don't know, well built they are compared to the prickly stuff. And dude, look at the freaking workmanship, artsmanship, whatever you want to call it, on these suckers. I like how they leave the machining marks on there. And so I've seen these snap, and then when they snap, the whole body, or the whole weight of your body plus the bike is going to get slammed all down in here, and then you're going to bend your shock shaft right there. So then that's going to ruin your shock, and definitely don't want to be doing that now that we got the Fox one on there. So like I said, would highly recommend this guy right here. And then these, I would just consider these like a bonus for the video. These are just your chain adjusters right here. And here's a little chain adjusting tool. They just came out with this. Luckily I placed my order right after they came out with these, plus a bottle opener. But yeah, they got the same nice, really nice machine marks on here. But these are supposed to be so that you can kind of get in here a lot easier. And like I said, this is for the Prickly Motorsports adjusters, so obviously this isn't gonna fit, but some of the 8 mils that I have didn't want to fit in my buddy's bike that we put them on already, so figured it was a perfect time to order this little tool, and you can throw it on your keychain for the bike as you're riding. If you need to adjust the chain, you buy a new chain, then you're out there and you need to adjust it, don't have the tools, this will work out perfect. And then you got your pegs. These stock ones for me kind of suck. You can see how much more wide these aftermarket ones are in comparison, and they've got these little inserts. They're not gonna hurt you. They're not too gnarly compared to some of the other ones. Like for example, if you were to put some of these on there that are on my dirt bike, these are gonna mess you up pretty good if you have a fall, and those meet up with you at some point. So yeah, like I said, this is also kind of a little bonus for the video, but I'm kind of tired of these, and these just got in. According to Prickly, they stopped making these because they're coming out with a new version, so it might be a blessing in disguise. If you really like these, maybe wait for the other ones. I know they had a couple left, so maybe if you find the color combo that they still have, you still will be able to get it. And then last but not least is this big old skid plate. So this is going to protect your controller, the hole underneath your motor, and then this portion of the frame that's pretty vulnerable down there, this piece right here. I whacked it a couple of times pretty darn good. See that mark right there? So just got that in, so I figured I'd throw that on there. And then as you can see here too on the controller, I've even hit that, which I think this goes up a decent amount on there. So might actually protect it, I don't know, so we'll see. We'll throw it on there, we'll see how much it covers up. But yeah, so let's get started. Easiest thing out of all this that I'm gonna do will probably be the triangle, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this. And I did buy earlier on Prickly's suspension bolt kit. Kind of nice. They had a little bit of blue Loctite on there at the ends, so that's pretty cool. We got that on the shock up here, down here, and so now we're going to be adding it to here and here, and yeah, beefing this little sucker up a little bit. So yeah, I'll get started on that guy and kind of show you guys through the process. Really easy install. You're only gonna have to loosen up this side, other side, and these two. And oh, we're also gonna have to do the lower suspension bit right here. So we'll loosen those up, and then should be able to pop in there. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, it won't, because we'll actually probably have to undo the shock to get this to slip on out of there. So we'll do that, and yeah, be right back. All right, so there you go. There's a comparison between the two. And this right here literally took me maybe 3 minutes tops to do. So super easy mod, super easy to do. Takes no time. You see how that thing's like even hollowed out? Those areas right there where their bolt goes through. So that will definitely compromise the strength of this. Whereas like the prickly one, they just go straight through. They don't mess around, dude. So that's kind of a cool thing, neat thing about that. That will keep your rear suspension safe. And all I had to do to actually get this off, and right before I cut this off, I was talking about how I was gonna possibly have to take the shock off, but I tried the first one, or the top bolt first, as the first one that I removed, and then I was literally able to just move the shock back like this, slide it out through there, and boom, off it came. I do have the strap back on here just because I didn't want this dangling, since the shock was gonna come off. So yeah, that'll make it super easy. So now we're just gonna pop the bolts in there, and I'll show you guys right now as soon as I get this sucker back on. All right, so I did manage to fit the triangle in there while the just the top bolt is off on the shock. And so that being said, while I was doing that, I got a little sneak peek of these bearings, because this slightly came out, and when it did, I saw that there wasn't very much grease in there. So I went ahead and I greased up this one, the opposite side, and this guy right here, because that also didn't have very much grease in it. And I just used some waterproof grease. Use a Q-tip. You will want to be really careful when you're applying this stuff around there, because it's super tacky and it might even lift some of the bearings on there. So be careful. I had it happen to this guy, and I was able to place the bearings back in there. I mean, it's pretty easy to put back in there. You'll see how they fit. Worst comes to worst, clean it all up, put very little grease in there, and you should be able to get them to stick. Pull it out, or pull this, a little, I don't know what you call this circular piece. I know Prickly has these in stainless steel. I'm probably gonna order these. I didn't realize that these weren't stainless steel. I don't know, but based on their website, it says that they're upgraded. So shoot, why not? They're like 15 bucks, and it comes with a set of two, and it's for these. So I'll probably order those. And yeah, like I was saying, take off a lot of the grease, put a little bit on each bearing, and start placing them in there. Worst comes to worst, like I said, but not too bad, especially if you use like a little pick. This is what I used. Just use one of these little picks, and so you can see some of the leftover grease in there, and I just started placing it in there carefully, and just finding where each one of them goes. You'll be able to see the little spot that it's missing. So yeah, the only tricky part is when you get, if it's one of these top ones, trying to get it up there is kind of tricky, but I mean, with some time you'll be able to get it. So anyways, gonna slap this puppy on, gonna put those bolts on from Prickly, and show you guys the end result here in a second. Alrighty, so that is on. While I was in here, I decided to change the other bolt out too that I had from Prickly. Might as well while we were here. It's all put together. Dude, look at the quality of that. Oh man, freaking love it. Kind of wish the bike was clean. I should have hosed it down and washed it, but I'm about to go ride it after all this is said and done. So anyways, we will be replacing this link too, but I got the one that rises, puts a little bit of rise on the rear end, because we're going with the 16-inch rear wheel, so that's why I'm not putting it on right now. Otherwise the bike would be doing the old stink bug look. So just gonna stick with this for now, and yeah, now I'm happy that I got the stock one out of there. Prickly came through, they got here today, so these parts, so I decided to throw them on there so I wouldn't run the risk of possibly snapping that thing and then ruining my shock. So next up, I'm gonna be taking off this rear wheel. Another really simple thing to do, you put a, I think, what is this, a 6mm? on this side in case the bolt stops spinning on you, on that side, and then this side, unscrew it, pull that out, and then you can push the wheel slightly in, get your chain off, and then sucker just comes right off. So we're going to do the brake guard here next, so show you guys once I get this sucker off. Alright, so we got that rear wheel off, all ready to go. You just pull out your swing arm bolt, and then your adjusters. These will obviously just, at least on this side, it will just pop off. And then here are the new ones from Prickly. Oh, later bolt. You'll have to insert the little notch right there, and you'll want to do this before you even put this thing on there. Otherwise, you are not gonna get this on there. So you'll just screw this guy in all the way, like so. You'll do that on both sides, and then these will be on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and screw these all the way in, and then remove these two bolts for the brake caliper so that we can get the new one on there. So see you guys in a bit. Shoo! Look at that sexy setup, dude. Sure, I'm digging it. So this is the beginning of basically what the color scheme is going to be. Those just got here not too long ago, so be ready for that install video as well. So now you guys will know kind of what I'm going after, the color scheme that I'm going after, which is blue, a little bit of carbon, some bronze, and some titanium. Titanium, we need some titanium. So yeah, there it is, there's the back. Just remember, when you do this, you will have to realign your brake caliper, so make sure that it's not off to one side or the other side. This is pretty simple. You have to adjust your chain again, and you need to do that anyway, so figured it'd be a perfect opportunity. Ooh, that tightened up a bit after I tightened that up. Well, kinda, it feels pretty much like it did stock, so we'll ride it. If not, we got a little freaking adjustable key that we can hang on our keychain, so be fine. There are two sizes though, but yeah, this is a 10, that's an 8. Like I said, that is a little harder to get to, which that little key did a number. Here, I'll show you guys how well this little guy fits in here. See that? Now I just need to clean this thing up. I should have cleaned this thing up for you guys before I did this install vid, but that's okay. Next time you'll see it all nice and clean. So now I'm gonna throw on the pegs, and yeah. All right, so we got one peg on. I'll show you guys really quick how I did it and whatnot. So there's your stock one. All it is from here is just your bolt right here. So you can kind of relieve the pressure by moving this peg back and forth, and it'll slide right on out. See, just like that. You have to put your spring exactly how it was on the stock peg. No big deal. And then you'll have your washer, which is probably not going to stay on right here, like so. So I'll need 2 hands for that. And then your little clip. And what helps a lot to get these clips off are these channel locks. You get it on in there, right about there, and then you just separate them, push it on out real quick, and boom, shoots out. Literally, I don't know, a minute to do this, 2 minutes. So another mod that you guys can easily do. Super simple, super easy, and yeah, that's how you do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the other ones on, and yeah, we are waiting for these brackets, and then the crossbar that goes in between. I was gonna save this for later when I did get those, but ended up yeah, just getting sick of the stock peg. So here we are, we're gonna throw these on there before we get that, and then once I do get that, I'll show you guys which one I went with. It wasn't the prickly one. It's one that recently came out, so pretty interesting. I liked it because of the features, so yeah, I'll have to show you guys that. So we got both of them on now. Now that we got them out of the package, I can put them right next to each other so you guys can see the difference there. They are quite a bit wider, and let's see, how are they lengthwise in comparison? Yeah, a little bit lengthier too. So yeah, I mean, this alone is going to make a world of a difference when it comes to the feet. Give you a little more grip too as well. These are kind of slippery, especially when they get wet. So yeah, anyways, those are done. Taking a look, I was going to try to get the ones with the blue pins on there. They are light blue, so I was kind of iffy about that. I might still see if they've got any of the pins left. Maybe go with like a half and half, just order the pins, and then yeah, go with the half and half and see how I like it, or maybe swap them all out depending on how they turn out. I don't know. So ended up having to get these, I think they call this color a fuchsia color, so it's like purpley, but I mean, they don't look bad, you know. I'd rock them, dude. So now the only thing left now is this big old skid plate. So yeah, gonna have to get the bike off the stand. Had to kind of do it anyways to get the pegs on there. So yeah, still don't look very hard at all either. Looks like these edges will bolt on to just right here, and then these would, I mean, it looks like it just goes straight to how it was originally. So yeah, let's give this a go, show you guys what it looks like after. All right, boys, right before I threw this on, I wanted to kind of show you guys the the slight size difference. What do you guys think? We're gonna be getting a little bit more protection or what? So there, it's kind of lined up a little bit better with how it'll sit on the bike itself. So as you can see, I mean, yeah, definitely gonna be digging this. Sure, it does weigh probably 3 times as much, but you're literally getting 4 times as much protection. So I'll take that any day over it being somewhat light in comparison. We are going to be adding a 72-volt bat to this guy, still waiting on that. And we do have our controller over here. Got that 8,000, if you can tell by that size right there. Man, I'm just revealing all my secrets to you guys now, huh, on what I'm going to be doing. But anyways, maybe that'll, guys, that will make you guys want to come back and watch some more of my videos and see where we take this thing. So yeah, gonna be throwing this sucker on. Just had to remove those 4 bolts, and there they are. And now it looks like it came with its own hardware when it comes to the top part over here. And looks like it's gonna be using, let's try really quick, the stock ones for the bottom. See if this will thread on in there. Yep. So that's what we're gonna do. See you guys in a bit. All right, boys. Well, the skid plate is on. As you can see, it covers up a good portion of even the controller. So if I would have had this on, see, this big old nick would have never happened because this would have been in the way. Did end up finding more areas in the frame where I did beat it up quite a bit. So kind of glad that this also came in and decided to do it for this video rather than waiting and riding it some more. As you can see here, you can see how far back it extends past that portion of the frame that I was just telling you guys that I smacked quite a bit. Even down to here, look at down to the freaking kickstand. Like, the protection that this thing offers is next level, and it's like really hard plastic. This was kind of a pain to get on. You'll want to do this side first, because it's kind of like it's expanded. So you want to get this on first, ever so slightly, just that nut in the back here. And then the other side offers a lot more room, and so you'll be able to slide this one back, and you can kind of see right there how it's bending a bit, but this is plastic, so it's gonna conform to it. Just needs some time. And then yeah, you got a lot more room to play with here, so you end up doing this side second, and then just get those somewhat snug, or not even snug, just kind of hanging there, and you can get these up and screw them in, and that's it. So yeah, overall, bike is looking way sicker. It's a lot more protected. It's got a lot more room to even like for the motor to breathe. Look at that big old gap right there. I'm assuming that's kind of like what those little holes are for, so that there's some air that can go in there and kind of travel down into the motor itself. So yeah, this is it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope this kind of gives you an idea on whether you do want to do these mods or not to your bike, or whether you should and shouldn't. So on that note, we are gonna end this video. Oh, and in case yours didn't come with instructions on that discard, so the first two will be the longer screws, and then the short one will be the third one, and they even come separated on here too. You notice that as I was tearing this apart, so figured I'd add that in there too. But other than that, there it is, boys. Kind of wish this was black, but like I said, the bracket for the pegs that we got are gonna take care of all that. So yeah, so far so good, pretty happy. The rear shock might go dial in later today, not really sure. Still need to do the sag, but I do want to go ride it, so I'm just gonna ride it the way it is, and freaking yeah, just go enjoy this thing for what it is. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video. Later.